Good morning and welcome. Welcome indeed, yes, to a Thursday edition of the Mark Moses Show right here in beautiful Melbourne, Florida. Well, that's where I'm at. This guy's in Vieira. Yes, he is Tim Walters with the Florida Today newspaper. He's going to join us here in a minute, but I want to give a shout out to our great sponsors, Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Take back control of your life. Call them today, 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Also, Chumley's Depot in downtown Melbourne. Where friends meet. Like Tim and I, we will meet there. Bringing good food, good beer, and good people together. Check them out, Chumley's Depot in downtown Melbourne. And Walk On Sports Bistreaux in Vieira. Home of the $5 Tito's and $4 22-ounce Busch Lights all day, every day at Walk On's Vieira. And I think we need to make the official Tim Walters drink. I think that's what we need. Yes. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that. Mr. 321, how you doing today?
Doing fantastic, Mark. I appreciate you always having me. I love Thursdays, knowing I'm coming on here. I've done more work for you than my actual job today, so I hope no bosses are watching as I say that out loud. No, I've already done a lot of work for both today. Don't worry. But, I love coming on here. I get very prepared for it. And of course, I, as always, want to thank your sponsors because I love walk-ons. I would love to meet you at Chumley's because I still haven't gotten down to downtown Melbourne to see it. And of course, Anidjar and Levine, they've got to be busy. I've seen the way people are driving around here lately. Please slow down. Leave 5 minutes early. Help us all out.
Oh, you're not kidding around. I was on Wickham Road. That's my journey every night to get home. You know what's the worst part? I know we've done this before with traffic updates. All right. So for some reason, the 5 p.m. hour, that's the hour people get off work. So people are like, oh, Melbourne doesn't have traffic. Oh, yeah? Yeah, you sure? So if you're going northbound on Wickham Road, so where I'm at in West Melbourne, so you go on Wickham Road, you're going north, kind of by where the Walmart is, okay? So you're going Wickham Road. You know exactly what I'm talking about. For some reason, that little windy road, is it before you get to Aurora? Or no, what road am I thinking about? It goes windy, and all of a sudden, it's like someone's trying to give birth to a child, where everyone's going that route. Everyone. Not fun. No, it's not. The other one is, you notice they made the new exit to get to 95. So it's the 182 exit. Have you seen this? So everyone's like, oh, well, this will be better. There'll be less traffic. There's more traffic trying to go westbound to get to that exit. All right.
Well, my contribution to this, Mark, is going going southbound on US 1 right past Pineda Causeway. Forever, the right lane was closed and 3 lanes became 2. They teased us and opened up all 3 lanes for about 4 days, and then they closed the left lane. So now it funnels into 3 lanes into 2, and people, they will speed up to cut you off rather than slow down to get behind you where those lanes bottleneck up. So, I have to pick my child up down in Melbourne every day. So about 4:15, people are lunatics going that way. Then I take Wickham northbound to get to Pineda Causeway, and the 2 left turn lanes on the Pineda are always backed up. You have to wait 2 light cycles. And then Pineda, I've complained about that on this show before, Mark, but they're finally doing something. So kudos to the county in the eastbound lanes of Pineda right before you get to Wickham Road. It looks like they're going to extend that right turn lane before you get to the CVS there, because that is always one of the worst backups anywhere in Brevard. So let's make our roads better. I know people didn't tune in the day after the schedule release to hear things about roads, but I'd like to draft roads in this county that need to be fixed.
The other one is, it's all about Wickham Road, by the way. That I need that as a t-shirt. It's all about Wickham. Around 2 p.m. during the school year at Wickham and O'Galley, the elementary school right there. Oh, man. There are parents. I know this happens all over Florida. There are parents that have to line up to get into that lane to pick up their kids. I don't have 45 minutes. I also don't have any children, so why am I complaining about this? But, seriously, who is sitting there for just have your kid walk across the street? I don't care. But it's nonstop. That's the only time I have ever been late to do the show, the old show on the radio at 3 p.m. during the pandemic. I'm like, don't worry. I'll leave at 2:40. It takes me 12 minutes to get to the office. We're fine. I got stuck I did not show up to the show on time. My engineer, John Roberts, he had to go on at 3:00 and talk for 2 minutes. I've never heard this audio. I don't know if I ever want to hear this audio, but he did it, and that's why he's a gamer. That's the other one. Do not go 2 p.m. Do not go on Wickham and O'Galley during the school year. Do not, under any circumstance. Okay, put my hands.
I agree with you. People should, especially people who don't have to be out during school drop off and school pickup times, stay home. If you're retired, make your appointments between 10 and 2 p.m. Things are wonderful for you out there. But once people start getting off of work, it is absolutely insane. So to circle us back, Anidjar and Levine, I'm sure you're busy. You will certainly defend everyone well when someone tries to cut you off and rams into you instead.
I appreciate the shout out. I really do. So I got a text message and a FaceTime from my brother last night. I'm going to announce this with you. So last year, my brother drove to Indianapolis with his family and saw Bears at Colts. He went to an away game for the Bears, and as usual, they lost the game. So he was very upset. So he's been telling my dad and I for months, I want to go see the Bears play on the road again, Tim. I want to do it. We're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're not going to do it. So once they released the schedules, he put my dad and I on a FaceTime call to announce the following. We are going. Here's what he did. He bought 4 tickets. We are going to, wait for it, Cincinnati, Ohio, November 2nd on a Sunday. We are going Bears at Bengals, 1:00 Eastern with the kickoff. I've never been to Cincinnati. Have you been to Cincinnati before?
I've just driven through it. A friend of mine lived there for years and told me I'm not missing much. But you've told me in the past, Mark, or you told me earlier to do my Bears wins and losses. If you're wondering, I have this as an L for your Bears. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, the other choices were like to go to Vegas, and my brother's like, no, we're not taking out a student loan to go there. That's not happening. Also, he's like, let's go to Philadelphia on Black Friday. No. And I've said this to you. I'm not getting like a garbage can thrown at the back of my head. I'm not putting up with those fans. I'm not doing it.
Not for any cheesesteak in the world. Nope.
No. So we're going to Cincinnati. So my dad and I, we got off the phone with my brother. So then we're looking at flights from Orlando to Cincinnati, round trip, first weekend in November, $120 round trip. Oh, yeah. We might have to fly the plane, but it's $120. So we're going to do it. It's the same weekend as Florida, Georgia, but I might have.
Is that Spirit, Mark? Like, do you have to sit in the middle seat or pay an upgrade? Like, where are you flying for $120? What type of fuel are they using? Is it old expired gas? I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, remember in Major League where the owner, she downgrades the airplane and they have like chickens on there with them? That's the plane we're taking. We are.
Well, you know, Mark, the type of plane they use in the movie Major League is the same type of thing that the Tyco Bell is up at the Titusville airport. And if you've seen that plane, it's a modern marvel. It flew over D-Day on Normandy in 1944. Is that what they're putting you on to get you up to Cincinnati for that amount of money?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So it's going to D-Day and it's going to Cincinnati Day. We're going up there. And my dad's like, what are we even seeing? I'm like, well, there better be a statue for WKRP in Cincinnati. I mean, I better see something for that with Johnny Fever. I mean, I have to. So we're going Saturday, and I'm going to come back Monday. Do you want to come with us, buddy? Come on, let's go.
Oh, I wish I could, but obviously I'll be working because of the Jaguars. I'm sure I will have a youth soccer game that weekend. So there are so many things going on in my life in the fall that I wish there were 2 of me that had one brain so I could enjoy 2 experiences at once, but it doesn't work that way.
I'm wearing the C, baby. That's right. We're going to Cincinnati. And what's it known for? Chili? Isn't that what it is? I don't know. I have no look.
It's known for Barry Larkin. That's about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Is there a Pete Rose statue? Do I need to go see that?
Yeah, if it's there, it's probably, you know, once they removed his ban a couple of days ago, the sidewalk opened up and the statue rose out of the ground.
So we're going. We are going. And the problem is it's not till November. And I've not seen my Bears play since 2011 in person. It's been a long time. It is. So here's what we're going to do. In honor of my brother buying those tickets, I'm going to go to the game. I'm going to do it. And Joe Burrow's going to drop 600 yards on us, and we're going to lose 45-23. It's going to be great. It is. Let's go to the Jaguars with Tim Walters, Mr. 321, and yes, with the Florida Today newspaper. What did you think of this schedule? We'll start there before we go wins and losses. You knew the opponents, but overall, what's the gut reaction when you look at the Jaguars schedule?
Yeah, I mean, look, the first half of the season is going to be rough. So if you're a Jaguars fan, don't expect a whole lot the first half of the season. Expect a little bit more the second half just because the schedule lightens up. But I mean, look, you're opening up against Carolina, which is a good thing. You know, you've got two young teams. You're getting Travis Hunter ingratiated into the league. Trevor Lawrence is returning from offseason non-throwing shoulder surgery. So there's a lot with the Jaguars. And of course, Carolina, they played a lot better the second half of the year last year. They've tried improving their defense in the offseason. So, and they've got a great rookie wide receiver. So, you know, paired with Adam Thielen, maybe Bryce Young will have a little bit better things to work with. Unfortunately, though, after that, Mark, they play the Bengals, Texans, 49ers, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Rams. So you may see a 5-game losing streak there as they close out with the Rams in London. And then it's interesting, this regime, you know, the new regime, head coach Liam Cohen and the new general manager James Gladstone, they're doing something that Doug Peterson didn't do in his 4 years there. And I never understood why Doug didn't do this. What? He never took a bye week after the London game. And the last 2 years, they played 2 games in London and came back, and he would play for like 2, 3, 4 weeks after the London games. This time, the Jaguars will be using their bye week after that Rams game in London to, you know, obviously just get back to the U.S. and to get a little rest, and that travel is so bad. So, you know, hopefully you'll see them come out rested after they get through that gauntlet. Unfortunately, they come off the bye against the Texans, but then they play the Chargers, who they've had pretty good luck against. The Cardinals, their defense is spotty. Then you get the Titans, Colts, Jets. So it does get easier. Now, the Jets, that's a December game, Mark. And, you know, even though I am a working man and I work for the Times-Union in Jacksonville as well as Florida Today in Melbourne, I am going to see if my boss will work with me so I can get that game off. I am, as we've talked about many times on the show, a lifelong Jets fan. My daughter would love to see an NFL game. She's a huge Trevor Lawrence fan. So we could go take in her favorite team and player, my lifelong favorite team. So we're going to see if we can make that work. I believe that's December 14th with the Jets.
Nice.
So that's going to be good. The other thing is, normally the Jaguars, you'll see 12 or 13 1 p.m. games on the schedule for them. This year they have 10 of those because they are playing a little bit more out on the West Coast. They have 4 4:05 games this year. I had predicted they wouldn't get a Monday Night Football game, but in my prediction, I said if they were to get one, it would be the Chiefs. Well, ends up in week 5, they get the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. So that will be their only primetime game. No Thursday nights, no Sunday nights for them. And then, of course, the 9:30 London game. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. We can go through wins and losses here in a minute, but, I think it's going to start out the first half. You're going to see some pretty rough football, I think. But then I think they're going to play a lot better in the second half and give the team a little bit hope heading into the year 2 of the Cohen-Gladstone experience.
Okay, we're here at Tim Walters. We're talking Jaguars. We know the schedule now. You bring up that Chiefs game on Monday Night Football. Is that the sexiest ticket to buy if you're looking to see the Jaguars at home this year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at their home games, and I've kind of ranked for you what I would call their top 5 home games this year. But yeah, I think obviously the Chiefs is a big one on October 6th. There's always the allure of Taylor Swift being there because of Travis Kelce. You've got Patrick Mahomes, who's he'll be out there not only slinging touchdowns, but selling insurance at the same time. It's an incredible thing. And then, of course, Andy Reid has become the lovable grandpa, even though, or not even though, I mean, he just, he's now in those commercials and people just love them some Andy Reid. So I think that's probably going to be the biggest home game, not just because it's Monday night, but because of who it is. Of course, for me personally, I mentioned the Jets game, but they're, the Texans, I know it's an in-conference opponent in the AFC South, but I mean, just a great young team when you look at CJ Stroud, when you look at their receivers, when you look at their defense. I think that that's going to be a fun home game to come watch. And then I think an underrated one, Mark, a lot of people sleep on the Seahawks, but that offense is going to be a lot of fun. Now, look, Sam Darnold, you can say what you did last year. Maybe it was Justin Jefferson. Maybe it was the system. He's coming into a pretty good place where you've got Jackson and Jigba Smith, and you've also got Cooper Kupp there now. So I think Sam Darnold might do pretty darn well. And they have one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Not a lot of household names, but if you look at the stats from last year, they were probably a top 5 or 6 in the secondary. So that'll give Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. something difficult to work against. When they play the Seahawks, might be a good day to start Travis Etienne and Tank Dell if you're a fantasy football player. But to me, those are kind of the marquee home games that I'm really looking forward to.
All right. Are you ready to do this? Wins, losses, after you just hyped that all up. Okay. Let's go this. All right. You started it. Panthers at home, September 7th. Is that a win or loss?
I have that a win followed by a 5-game losing streak.
Oh!
Bengals, Texans, 49ers, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Rams. Sorry, guys. 1-5 start.
Okay. Then I've never had this happen before. So the Seahawks game, what did you just say? What's the next game where they could possibly win?
After they lose to the Bengals, Texans, 49ers, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Rams, they go to their bye week, and they come off against the Raiders, which will be a good remedy. That is in Las Vegas. It will be fun to see the Jacksonville native Ashton Genty, who will be back there running for the Raiders. A much improved offense by bringing in Geno Smith, Brock Bowers. I think that one's going to be a good one, but I think that's one the Jaguars can win. They'll be well rested and ready for that one. So I think that will help them claw to 2-6.
I'm laughing. They're well rested in losing 5 in a row, right? That's what they are. Okay, then. So I like we just get to skip ahead here with Tim Walters. Week 10 at the Texans, win or loss.
Yeah, now here's the thing. Out of the next 3, they have the Texans, Chargers, and Cardinals. I think they'll only win one of those 3. I'm just not sure which one, but I think you're gonna.
All right. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure. You're taking. I've been doing wins losses with people for like 15 years now in broadcasting. You are hijacking the whole segment. All right. So, okay, what were those 3 you just said? Chargers, Cardinals, and Titans?
Texans, Chargers, and Cardinals. I think they'll win one of those 3. Heck, they could end up beating the Texans in a second meeting with them and then losing to the Chargers and Cardinals. The Cardinals is at Arizona too, another of their 4-5 games. But I think they'll be 3-8 after that stretch, Mark. That's where I leave them. But then this is remedy time. They go Titans, Colts, Jets. To me, that's a 3-game winning streak right there. The Titans starting their rookie quarterback in Cam Ward. He'll have 10, 11 games under his belt by then, but we'll see. The Colts, Anthony Richardson, if he's still starting at quarterback by then, I mean, that they're in trouble there. Jonathan Taylor will have to run for 8,000 yards this year if Anthony Richardson's the quarterback, and he'll get hurt at some point anyhow. I'm not a huge fan of his. And then the Jets, look, I mean, they've got your former Bears quarterback, Justin Fields. You've seen that experience, but he's not running for 1,000 yards anymore. He had more interceptions than touchdowns, I think, last year. I'd have to double check that stat, but I just think that the Jaguars then bounce back to beat the Titans, Colts, and Jets, and then they're up to 6-8 after a 3-game winning streak.
Okay, so now where are we at? 2 games? No, 3 games. So you got Broncos, Colts, and Titans. How do they end the season after going 6-8?
Yeah, so the Broncos, they will lose, and I'll tell you why. The Broncos, they have the best defense in the league. They have the returning defensive player of the year in Patrick Surtain II. They have the best secondary in the NFL. They have one of the best front 7 in the NFL. I've got a story coming out tomorrow, Mark, at Jacksonville.com for the Times-Union, where I rank the 14 defenses that the Jaguars will be playing, and I have the Broncos at number 1. They're undeniably good, and I think that they're going to stymie the Jaguars in that game. So they will lose to the Broncos, and that will leave them at 6-9, and then they play the Colts and then the Titans. I'd like to give them both wins there, but the Jaguars will jag things. They'll win one, they'll lose one, and they'll end the season 7-10.
Disappointing season? Is that the best
No,
way?
absolutely not. You got a new head coach. You have a new general manager. You've got a stellar rookie with a big future. You've got a new stadium coming in a couple of years. And you only won, what, 4 or 5 games last year. So if you can improve that much under those circumstances, I think 7 wins is great. It's 2 years out that you have to start looking at and saying that's when you need your 10-7, your 11-6. First year, I'm good with the Jaguars doing that, especially with that. Or look, if they would have split up some of those games early on the schedule, where maybe they had some tough teams and easier teams, but playing five, essentially playoff teams in a row, that's not going to fare well for a team that struggled last year.
Okay. Over under 14 games, Trevor Lawrence will start. And in case you don't know, will he start over 14 or less than 14 games for the Jaguars this year?
I think Trevor is going to start more than that. I know the last 2 years he's had a little bit of injury woes. They signed quite a few offensive linemen. They signed some undrafted free agent offensive linemen. They drafted some offensive linemen. They've got to have 4 good guys that can protect him, right? Or at least one good blindside blocker. So I would believe that Trevor is going to stay upright more this year. He's going to get the ball out of his hands faster. When you have Brian Thomas Jr. and you have Travis Hunter, I think that you've got really good quick options where he's going to get the ball out of his hand quicker. Last year, he didn't have time to throw. He was getting smacked around all the time. Of course, he missed a game because of that just awful hit by, Al-Shaair of Houston. So I think he's going to make it through more than 14 games this year.
Will the Jaguars stadium crew, will they show on the, like, if there's a big play, touchdown Jaguars, will they have on the Videotron video board the coach going, Duval? I say yes. I think they capitalize on it.
If he's doing it right, if they're playing the old sound of him sounding like a creepy ghost in a haunted house going, Duval. No, I don't want to hear that throughout the stadium. I'd be looking over my shoulder, frightened.
So you say no. You're going no with the answer. All right, let me write this down. This is now on record as your thoughts on this. Buy or sell Travis Hunter wins Rookie of the Year.
Oh, boy. See, that's tough because they have an offensive rookie of the year and a defensive rookie of the year. And I think we'll probably see more of him on offense to start, but I think that defense is going to be rough and need his athleticism back there. I just think it's too hard to win one or the other when you're doing both. So I don't think he will win either.
Okay, buy or sell, Travis Hunter will attempt a pass this year on a trick play in the offense. I am buying it.
Yeah. I like this, and I like Liam Cohen's mind, and of course I like your mind, Mark, and I know you're sending Liam Cohen these things via text. So I would say, you know what? Yeah, I think he will throw a pass this year. I think he could throw up to 3 passes this year.
Here's what it's going to be. Remember in that Super Bowl with Doug Peterson with the Eagles, where, remember, they're at the goal line and they go for the Philly special, right? And he's like, Philly. That's what they call it. Oh, Philly special. And they get the ball to Nick Foles, who, by the way, very weird to say now because Peterson was the coach of the Jaguars and Nick Foles was the quarterback of the Jaguars after that. But neither are anywhere now. My scenario is, they go to the sideline. It's a big play against the Tennessee Titans for the win. And they go up, like Trevor Lawrence goes to his coach, Liam Cohen. All right, what should we do? Should we do the play? And Liam Cohen's like, yeah, Duval. And that's the key word for Travis Hunter to get the pass. He gets it. He throws it to Brian Thomas for the touchdown. That's what it's going to be. I'm calling it now.
You're still saying it too good, though, Mark. You got to be creepier. It's got to be Duval.
All right, that's how you have to say it. All right, we are both buying Travis Hunter will attempt, not complete a pass. The question is, can he attempt a pass? I say yes. I accept this. I do. All right. 7-10 is your official pick. We're on record. Do you have the Bears schedule ready for me to break this down?
I do. Do you want me to go through it fairly quickly like I did the Jags?
No, I'm not Johnny Five the robot like you are, where you could just skim through the whole thing. I need a minute. All right, we'll try to do this as fast as we can. Show me the schedule. And I will tell you wins, losses.
Alrighty, so the Vikings in the first game, I chose that as a win. How do you see it?
Win. Monday Night Football. I don't even know the last time the Bears started on Monday Night Football. I'm taking a win because they're taking on J.J. McCarthy, his first start ever. I'm taking the win 1-0.
All right, I'm with you. The Lions, I have that as a Detroit victory in Detroit.
All right, I'm taking that. Okay, wait, you say Detroit or the Bears are winning that game?
I have the Lions winning that game and the Bears being 1-1.
All right, I'm taking that as a loss as well. Week 3, I already know what it is. It's going to be a win. 4:25 with the kickoff against the Dallas Cowboys. America's game of the week. Bears are going to win. They're going to win that game to go to 2-1.
And Mark, this is what I put in my notes. The Bears will stun and embarrass the Cowboys, and most of America will be happy. Bears 2-1.
I like the meme I saw where it said George Pickens went from not having a quarterback to going to the Cowboys, where he now doesn't have a quarterback, but at least he plays at 4:25 Eastern every week on a national stage. Still does have a quarterback. All right, 2-1. What's week 4?
All righty. Next, you have the Raiders, which again, I have this as a victory. I think the Raiders still are going to struggle this year, but we'll see. Like I said, revamped offense, not much on defense, though.
Genty will run for 195 yards, and the Bears will still win somehow. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to 3-1, and I think they have their bye week, right?
Yeah, 3-1 going into the bye, so you've got hope. But then, Mark, this is where you hit your gauntlet part of the schedule. Your next 4 games I will give you are Commanders, Saints, Ravens, Bengals.
USOB. You had to bring this up. Okay, the Commanders game, they will lose because that's going to haunt me forever. That's a loss on Monday. So bye week, the Monday Night Football, I'll say they'll lose to Washington again. Just because I wanted to set it up. They lose and then they meet them again in the playoffs. Do some of that type of scenario. All right, what's after Washington? What'd you say?
You've got the Saints, which you'll likely win because I might play quarterback for them, by the way.
You might be younger than the Saints quarterback this year. That's what might happen. So that's a win. Then what? Then AFC North. So Baltimore.
Yeah, you got the Ravens and Bengals. So you'll at least get to go into Cincinnati and see them after their bye week, having lost 3 of 4 games.
It's the Baltimore game at Baltimore.
I did not write that down.
I think it is. All right, they're going to split. They'll lose to Baltimore and they'll beat the Bengals.
Ooh.
That's going to, so they'll go 1-1. All right. What's
that
the next
means
game?
You have them at 5-3 and I have them at 4-4.
Yeah, we'll go to hell. What's the next game? What's the next one you got?
They have the Giants, which I think the Giants are going to be a bad team. So I think that the Bears get that and improve to 5-4.
All right, that game midway through the season, pretty much. The Giants, who's their quarterback by then? It's got to be Jackson Dart, right? It has to be. Yeah, all right. Okay, what's the next game?
All right, so then I think the Vikings pull off the upset, Mark, and you fall to 5-5.
That's what you think. I'll take that as they'll split. All right, they'll lose to the Vikings on the road. What's next?
All right, you've got the Steelers, who it doesn't matter how bad that team is. They're always, in 20 years, Mike Tomlin's never had a losing record, ever.
It's crazy.
No matter what kind of dumpster fire he has. So the Bears are going to go in feeling good about themselves, and they're going to get beat by the Steelers. They'll fall to 5-6.
I'm taking the win, and they're in purgatory. They're the, you know what they're like? They're the NBA play-in tournament team where it's the worst scenario because you'd rather just bottom out if you're the Steelers and completely start over or be a contender. You don't want to be 8-8 and not make the playoffs every year. Like that isn't it. All right, I'm taking that as a win. What do you got next, Tim?
See, for me, that Steelers game will be the first of a 4-game losing streak for your Bears because they will then lose to the Eagles on Black Friday, the Packers, and they'll have been beaten by the Vikings and Steelers. So I'm sorry, the Vikings will have been the beginning of a 4-game losing streak. So they'll lose to the Vikings, Steelers, Eagles on Black Friday, and the Packers the following week. They'll be 5-8.
Okay. Packers. All right. They'll lose to the Eagles and Packers. Then who do they have in December?
All right, so with their 5-8 record, they snapped their 4-game losing streak against the Browns, who should be terrible.
Yeah, what else is new? The
And then
water
they'll
is
get
wet. Yeah.
then they're
grass is
gonna
green.
find a way to beat the Packers in Chicago, I think, and they'll be 7-8.
Yeah, they're gonna beat Green Bay, and then they beat Green Bay to end the year last year. The last time they beat them in Chicago, was Jesus Christ born yet? Here's the question. What is I think maybe 2018's last time they've done that. They're gonna split with Green Bay. They're gonna win that game. So what's left then?
And then I have them ending their season with 2 losses on Sunday Night Football to San Francisco and again to the Lions, and your Bears will be 7-10, just like the Jaguars.
They're going to this is going to be tough for me to say. They're going to split the last 2. They'll lose to San Fran. I don't know why. Something must happen where the ownership of the team likes to go to San Francisco late in the year, and then they get embarrassed. Every year they're going to San Francisco and losing. I don't understand. And then they'll win the last game. So I have, to go against you, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I have 10-7, and they win a wild card spot.
Ooh.
That's my pick. That's what I'm going. And they will open up the playoffs in January at Washington. That's what it's going to be. And I will not be friends with John Torres that week. That's my prediction. Who loves the Commanders? I'm going 10-7, but what did you take?
Yeah, I had 7-10. Did your defense really improve that much to where you're going to win 10 games?
No, we did not.
No.
What are you talking about?
Come on.
10-7. All right, we are going to continue this, and you'll come on next week and do your Jets pick, the team you secretly root for, but you don't tell anyone. I get it. Let's end with your top 5. We're here at Tim Walters, Florida Today newspaper, and we want to thank Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Chumley Depot in downtown Melbourne, and Walk On Sports Bistreaux there in Vieira. What is your top 5, my friend?
All right, Mark. So as we continue top 5s related to May or to the year 1982, because this is your birthday month, Mark. Your birthday month is May. This is my 3rd week in a row of having a top 5 related to 1982. For those who missed it 2 weeks ago, I did the biggest events that happened in 82. Last week, the most famous people that died in 1982. We had a lot of fun with that one.
It was so great because you were talking trash about people that have been dead for over 40 years, that they're not good enough for your top 5. It's so great. You should have done more, Grandpa. Oh, man. So what is this week then?
This year is the opposite. People who were born in 1982, Mark, who share your birth year. Now, here's the thing. There were a lot of celebrities born your birth year. So even though it's a top 5, I have 5 outside looking in. So it basically becomes a top 10.
I hope it's all hot ladies born the same year as me. All right. What's the number 10 then?
1982 was a big year for people with Lil in their name because both Lil Wayne and Lil Boogie were born in 1982.
I like Lil Wayne from New Orleans. Gigantic Green Bay Packers fan. What? No, he should be rooting for the Saints. No, Packers all day. Boo. I'm just booing this whole segment. All right, what's number? No, you did 2 people. All right, do you have 3 more? How's
3 more on the outside looking in. One is the musician Nicki Minaj. You share a birth year with Nicki Minaj.
I like her. Yes, she sang the Anaconda song. Yes, okay. I got Starships Are Meant to Fly. I like me some Nicki Minaj. Okay, what are the other 2?
All right. This one, I have no idea who this is. It was on a list of celebrities born in 1982, but this is my favorite name on the list. BitBoy Crypto was born in 1982.
My rapper name will be Google Apple Pay then. That's what it'll be. Okay. There was one time they used to have my other buddy Tim. I'm sorry, I was cheating on you. We were talking about how they used to have BT Uncut, where BT after midnight would play rap videos they were so risque you couldn't play them during the day. So there was a guy on there. We've had this joke for about 20 years. His name was Joker the Bail Bondsman. That was his rapper name. So not only is he a joker, he's a bail bondsman. What a name. Okay. But I'll go with Google Apple Pay or whatever.
All right, Google Apple Pay. Well, his name was BitBoy Crypto, and you were both born in 1982. All right. The last outside looking in is everyone's favorite American Idol turned Wayfair salesman, Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson, born in 1982.
Kelly, because of you, you're not in the top 5. That's a play on one of her best song was Since You've Been Gone. That's actually a great song. I like that one.
Well, she's back now and she's selling things for Wayfair.
Yeah, she stole Ellen's career. She really did. She stole it from her. She like Highlandered Ellen and now she's the new Ellen. Okay. What's the top 5? Because those jabronis were not good enough. Who made the top 5?
All righty. One of my favorite cat women, Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway is born in 1982.
What did you just say? She's your favorite cat people?
One of my favorite, because she played Catwoman in one of the Christian Bale Batman movies.
Oh, I thought you meant like she's an old crazy cat lady. But she was good as Catwoman. She really was. She was actually, it was shocking. She was actually good as Catwoman. Anne Boringway, as I call her sometimes. Yes, I'm a hater. Anne Hathaway, number 5. What's number 4?
All right. One of everybody's famous frumpy everyman stoners, Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was born the year you were born.
He likes pot? I had no idea. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Really? What's number 3?
Alrighty. In my mind, she'll always be running from dinosaurs as a child, but Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst is 42.
I've always liked this Kirsten Dunst. I have no problem with her.
Or was she in Jumanji? Or was she in both?
No. She was in the original Jumanji movie. She was. And she's Mary J. Watson from the original Spider-Man movies. Yeah. Interview with the Vampire. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you need Spider-Man around if you're getting chased by a velociraptor.
Yeah, this is true.
There's a shirt we need.
Exactly. What's number 2?
Number 2, Prince William. Prince William was born in 1982.
Prince William, to this day, I don't understand. I don't understand how a human being, I know this is going to be very mean what I'm about to say, but I'll say it with Tim Walters. He looked like his mother growing up, and he was very handsome, very attractive man. And the older he got, he turned into his father. How? How did you do that? I don't understand. And also it looked like the how do I say this? Like they tomahawk chopped his head. Like, dude, go to Turkey, get the treatment, fix the hair. You have unlimited money. I'm sorry. He did marry Kate, one of the baddest women on the planet. So I'll give him credit. I know being the future king of England helped him in that department, but I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Kate was also born in 1982, but she didn't even make my 10 on the list.
How dare you? How dare you? Who is number 1? Who trumps them all on this list?
Who trumps them all? The most famous person born in 1982. He's sponsored by Anidjar and Levine, and his name is Google Apple Pay. It's Mark Moses. Happy birthday, Mark.
You're so funny. I thought it'd be someone important who's helped medical science.
Come on, Prince William normally would have been number 1, but you were born that year.
Yeah, that's true. I am better than Prince William. I don't have the fame, fortune, or his hairline, but literally I am better than him. I am. I always like the idea. I like the idea where Kate's like, I love this is getting into British like celebrity gossip right now. And I'll let you go. They went to the same high school, this private school. And the parents of this woman were like, look, you're not going to marry a doctor or a famous soccer player. You're getting that guy right there, whatever you do. And then, I didn't know who he was. You knew who he was. He's the future king of England. Right? I love it so much. Am I wrong in what I said? I know I'm going to get canceled now by the British paparazzi. Like
Yeah, but I mean, even if her name was like Kate Wilson, she never would have met. But Middleton, that's just Prince marrying material.
Yeah, Duchess, baby. All right. His name is Tim Walters. There's a 321. He's everywhere, but here locally, he's with the Florida Today newspaper. My man, thank you so much for your help and have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Google Apple Play. And I love it when a plan comes together.